Hello, welcome back to my tutorial for the full stack developer series. And in this video we talk about the lazy loading in Hibernate. So especially with the lazy loading, in Hibernate, some default configuration for the lazy or the eagle. Eagle means not lazy. Okay, so I will explain it about the lazy later, but first I need to talk a little bit about the configuration with the lazy or not. So as you can see here, we have a one-to-many relationship, right? And we have an optional configuration for this is fetch, okay, fetch type eagle or lazy. Okay, we have two types for the fetch. We have lazy and we have eagle. So for the one-to-many, if we don't set this attribute, the default value is the lazy for the one-to-many, and for the many-to-many is also the lazy for the default, and just one-to-one and many-to-one is eagle. Okay, eagle. So just remove this and talk about what is the lazy loading. So in Hibernate, when you got relationships between entities like user and their address, the lazy loading means we don't grab everything right away. Okay, so for example, we can go to the app and run the app again, and we see the whole console here. Alright, you can see here, we see to get the user from the table, we use a query. This is the Hibernate query. Select the user ID and the user username from the user, right? So after that, we have this record for the user one, and then if you want to get the address relative this user, you need to call another query like this, and you can see here the Hibernate query, right? Select all the information here from the user address and join with the address table here, and here continue to select the user, right? And then we have the value, the address, the register at, the address and the register at, where these data after we call this query, right? So you can debug. Alright, so for example, if you don't want to see the address, the user address, okay, for example, I don't want to see it, I just get the user, right? Just run again, and you can see because we just print out the user, so we just see the Hibernate just create the query for select from the user table and print them out here. There are no any query for the user address table and the address table. There's any query for them because we didn't print the information about them via the getter and setter in the object user. Okay, so this is called lazy loading. We don't grab everything right away. Okay, hold up, and we just load that relative data when you can actually ask for it. That's cool, right? It saves resources. Imagine a user with a bunch of addresses. If you don't need them yet, why of them all up front and slow things down instead. Having a wait until you call something like a user get address here before fetching the data. It's all about efficiencies. Okay, and to more clearly, we can run it in the debug. The debug mode. Before we call the get addresses. I run with the debug mode. Let's see. Alright. Choose the console tab and see. So in the first line here, we just go to the for loop. We doesn't call the get address, get user addresses yet, but we just print the user. So that's why we see the line of the user one here, and just one query for the user, and then try to step over to get the user addresses. Step over and see we have a query for the user addresses, right? We have this, and then just print it out like this. Very understandable, right? Very cool. Alright, so now if you don't want, I don't want this, for example, yeah, just close this and remove this. Okay, and I don't want it in some situation. I don't want this loading, this lazy loading. So how can I force them to grab on everything right away? So just go to the user and inside of one to many, because this is the lazy loading in default. So we need to change it to equal fetch equal to fetch type equal, right? So now you can run and see. You can see here we don't get the user addresses. We don't get this, right? But if you see in the query, you see they have the get users query and also the get the select all the thing from the user address as well, right? Okay, so that is how we can configuration for the fetch type eager or lazy. Alright, I think that's it for this video. It's very short but very helpful, right? And if you like the video, please like and subscribe the channel. And yeah, thank you and see you in the next video.